ahead, guys.
David, how imperative is it for you guys to be conscious of the three-point shooting ability of the Hawks, just as one of your points of defensive reference?
Obviously, Atlanta's a great shooting team all over the court. They put 5 shooters on the court at any one time, and bigs are shooters as well as guards. And you got to do a great job closing out. You got to do a great job trying to stay out of rotations, and you certainly got to lock in on a number of different guys because they can all shoot it.
I feel like you're feeling good about this series and where your team is at. Why is that?
It seems like I'm feeling good.
Like you're feeling good, like you're ready.
Where did you get that impression?
I'm looking at your glow on your face.
Well, no, it's just.
That's what I'm looking at.
First of all, it's May. It's a great time of year in Cleveland, and that makes me happy. And also, our team is in the Eastern Conference Finals, and our players have done a great job to get to this point, as have our opponents. These are the days that the guys play for. You put in an awful lot of work during the course of the season in the hope that you can reach this level. And I know that everybody's motivated and excited, and they should feel good because you got a chance to do something special, and the days are a lot easier now.
What have you learned about your team through this playoff run?
That we're resilient, that we don't give up, that we have the ability to adapt to different situations, and that we got a lot of guys here that really want to win.
And in turn, what have you learned about yourself as a coach going through the NBA playoffs this year?
I learned about myself. I learned a lot of things this year, and I'm not embarrassed to say that I'm still learning. But this is a very different animal from what I'm accustomed to, and I'm lucky to have had the team that I've had this year, and the kind of management support that we've had as a team in terms of making the moves that were necessary to help us be competitive. And it's great to go to battle with the kind of guys that we got on this team. Have I learned something specifically different about myself? Probably not. But I've learned an awful lot of what it is to coach here, and that is a different thing.
David, you mentioned the adaptability. At what point do you think this group became comfortable with the change? Because there's been so much of it throughout the year.
I really think January when we got LeBron back, and when we incorporated Timo and JR and Shump into the team, that was the turning point, obviously. And I thought the guys very, very quickly adapted to the new, to the changes in the roster and to the new group that we had in here. And not coincidentally, we began to play very well. We went on several great runs from a standpoint of performance, and that's carried through all the way to the Eastern Conference Finals.
There was still 40-some-odd games left at that point, but was there a greater sense of urgency that kind of propelled that whole time period?
Well, obviously when the changes were made, we started 18-10. We were okay. Braun went down for 8 games. Before you know it, we were 18-19. We had to, or 19-20, one of the two. We recognized we got to turn this thing around. We got to turn it up a little bit, and we did that and then some. So yeah, there was a sense of urgency, sure.
You were able to do it in Chicago, winning a couple games, but the challenge of if you're going to win this series, you're gonna have to win 1, maybe even 2 or more in Atlanta. Could you just touch on the challenge of winning on the road in the postseason?
Once again, if you look at our road record from January, it's pretty good. So that gives us confidence that we can go in and win on the road. We won 4 playoff games on the road in the first 2 rounds, That doesn't guarantee anything, but certainly we know we have the capability to do that, and that gives us confidence.
Coach, now that you got 2 series under your belt, a lot of coaches equate, the playoff series like a chess game between each game. Now, what's the best way that you can explain just the whole preparing and strategizing before each game? It's always a different game each game in the series.
Well, you generally, you come in with a pretty solid game plan, and you sort of go from there. You hope that the things that you prepared for and the things that you planned for go well, and they lead you to a successful game or games. But the other guy's playing too, and he's doing the same things. And in game to game, you got to make adjustments, as we've done in the first couple of series, because we all know well, like John Steinbeck said, the best laid plans of mice and men sometimes run afoul. You have to be in it and be ready to make an adjustment when things don't go your way, and consider the fact that you're not the only one playing. The other guy's out there making it hard for you. And you have to respect that.
Coach, LeBron has famously said that he goes radio silent during the playoffs. No TV, no social media. What do you do?
Well, number one, I'm not a social media guy to begin with. And I do what I'm asked to do, because we're all part of this together. And when I need to speak to the press or to the media, then I'm certainly happy to. Otherwise, I'm trying to focus in on the Atlanta Hawks and how I can help my team win, and I'm not seeking out any more airtime than I already get. if that answers your question.
I guess one more is, like, do you watch
Not
TV?
a lot.
Do you read the paper? That's what
Not
I'm
a lot, no.
Okay.
Not a lot. I read my scout reports, and I spend time talking to my players and my coaches. And I like to watch the other games, to relax a little bit in the little time that I have. And if I'm really, really lucky, it's great to pick up a book and try to broaden my horizons a little bit. But other than that, no, I try to stay away from all that stuff.
You're getting some of the injury guys some time here, but is there a danger of too much time off here?
Well, let's put it this way. This particular series, we're in a better situation than we were last series, where we swept and we had 8 days. Now we'll have 6 days between games. It's a little bit less. It's significant. And our opponent is in the same situation, more or less, minus 1 day. So we kind of needed these days this time. We're really, really banged up, and we needed to get some guys healthier, and we needed a chance to practice a little bit, and we got that time, and our guys worked well. So I think it's a little bit less significant than the last time.
How are the banged up guys?
Everybody seems to be feeling pretty good. Nobody at this stage of the season is 100%, but they are 100% mentally, and that's good. Specific to Kyrie, he had another light but good day, and hopefully he wakes up tomorrow feeling great.
David, did he do anything on Sunday? I know some of you guys got guys together on Sunday.
Sunday. Oh, we practiced Sunday.
Kyrie.
Was that our first day back? No, Saturday was. Very light. Very light. Yeah, very light. Mm-hmm.
Did your family get to watch the games over?
Yeah, that I told people before, and this is one of the great things. Cleveland has, in my mind, the best fans in the NBA. But when I decided to come over, they suddenly found themselves with 7 million more fans. The games of the Cavaliers are all televised live in Israel, so they see them all the time. They just don't sleep because they got to get up at 2 or 3 in the morning. People tell me that they're seeing a lot of dazed faces walking the streets in Israel now because everybody's staying up to watch the game, which is great, really great.
Anything else? All right, thanks, Coach.
Thank you all.
See you tomorrow.